Hello everybody, this is a Lamley Showcase sneak peek preview. I've got more Hot Wheels sneak peeks from the basic range. I've got some Super Treasure and some other things. I just got a wide variety of things. Huge thanks as always to the Hot Wheels design team, and in particular for this video, Leeway. Leeway sent us a few things over the last few months for us to showcase. It's been great to see them. I've got some other stuff too from some other designers. We'll get to that in an upcoming video here shortly. Another round of sneaks. You're getting a lot of sneaks. Let me just tell you that. They're going to be coming over the next few weeks, leading up to the Hot Wheels convention in April. But let's get right to it. I am sure, well, I know you have seen these. These are the upcoming supers. I think where I am, we've done the E-case unboxings. So, you know, I don't know if the E-case is in stores in the US yet, but it has showed in other places. And we've done the unboxing. This is the Aston Martin DB4 GT High Speed Edition. I've mentioned so far this is my super of the year. There could be some candidates that might surpass it, but right now this one is my favorite. But you've seen that one, and then if you follow some of the leaked stuff, you've seen the next two as well. So this is the Aston Martin is the E-case Super Treasure Hunt, and this would be the F case, the Jeep Gladiator. And obviously too, not only just leaks, I shouldn't say that, because I know that the F and the G cases have been unboxed in other areas as well. So if people are pulling supers, then they've seen them there too. So I just want to make sure that that is clear. So they're not all just leaked, but the supers get out, right? The news gets out. We were lucky to break the McLaren here, and in an upcoming one, I think I've got another super, but we'll get to that. Jeep Gladiator, that is the super for the F case. So you can see it now. I haven't seen the basic, but my assumption is that it's either black or gray, and it has the same Nitto tire deco on it. As far as supers go, I mean, I would love to see it compared to the other one, to the basic. It's a casting that, you know, Jeep fans will love this one. It's a well done casting, especially if the motorcycle's in the back. It's nice. It's not one that I would get too excited about, but it's nice. But this one, I think in terms of highly desired supers, I think this would be your most highly desired so far. Is the Porsche 911 Rally, looking fantastic in Spectre Flame, bright Spectre Flame green. With, I wouldn't call those rally wheels in any way, shape, or form, but they do look really good on this casting in Spectre Flame green. That is the G-Case Super, and obviously when we get to those unboxings, we'll bring these out again, but for now, we'll put them aside, and we'll fill up this case. There's some of the Matchbox sneaks on the other side. Something fell over there. I don't know what that is. Maybe a Mustang, but, you know, that was a previous video. Let's get right to it. I'll start. I mentioned that there's in the title, there's red editions. There's some other stuff that we'll show. We'll start with the red edition. So if you remember in the last sneak peek video I did, I showed you this car. This is the Gordon Murray T50S, GMA T50S, and it's coming out in the Mainline in this kind of teal color. And we've already seen that one, so I'll put it up nice and high over here. But we do have what will be a second color or third color. I have no idea, but it is a red edition. Here it is in kind of, and you know, the red editions for Target, the Target exclusive red editions, it's so funny because they will play with any color. You might get like a maroon, you might get a bright red, white, black, but there's going to be some sort of red theme. Obviously this one with the maroon. I would not have known, because sometimes Leeway sends the cars and we can't always connect to know, but I do know it's a red edition because it says red right there. There's others that I wonder, but I can't find the red, and I don't know if maybe there's times that it's not totally but there should be the word red. But that will be a red edition at Target, the maroon GMA T50S. Continuing on, I'll get to some other continuations or some other recolors. Well, I'll show you one right now. Here's another one. I think this is already out, right? Is the Leeway's, is the truck, right? With the Leeway is like a fishing guide. Yeah, fishing guide deco here on the Ford Lightning. F-150 SVT Lightning in black. We've already, I think that's already in stores, but it gets a recolor as well, and it's coming in a matte tan color, and I think that one looks nice. Actually, maybe I like that color even better, this matte tan color. Same deco, very similar in terms of, and again, these could be a Kroger, this could be, but I'm assuming it's just a recolor. But we'll find out as we go, right? But this one gets the front details. It doesn't get the back, but that's okay. The side deco looks really nice on that. So you've got that companion piece for the Ford SVT Lightning. So we've got those. And then let's get to some others that I think we will see for the first time. And this is a whole variety. I've got some JDM here. I've got some Euro. I've got some unlicensed. I've got some American cars, I think, yes, actually I do. Let's start with this. This is obviously from the Art Car series. All these decos done by Leeway. You should follow him on Instagram. I'll put a link down in his comment section, or in my comment section for his account. Obviously, this one is the Austin minivan. It has a very British deco. And, you know, always done in different art styles. And I should probably bring Mrs. Lamley in, because she could probably talk to the style. She's in art history. She has her master's in art history, and she might be able to help with some of those things. And maybe one day I will. When it comes to the art cars, that might be kind of a fun video to do. But that one is a very cool art car, cool styling, nice with that Austin minivan. It's always nice to see that model showing up. We'll stay in the UK. Okay, here's a model I'm looking at. I can't stand the casting. I just can't stand it. But this is a really nice execution of said awful casting. I'll just show you the base to start. It is the Aston Martin Valhalla. Never thought this casting really got off the ground, but this is kind of cool because it's a color changer. So I can even move, I'll move the camera here into the light, and you can see that it has hints of purple, hints of green, gray, I mean, all kinds of things. So the casting, if you just kind of put it on the turntable and you watch it go, you kind of go, I would imagine shrinking this car is very, very difficult to do. And they wanted to keep the wheels the same size. The proportions kind of fall off a little bit. Still, it's a cool execution of this car. I assume it's in the Mainline. We'll have to find out, right? Still going. I was wondering if this is definitely an art car. I was wondering if it was a red edition. I'm looking for the word red. Cannot find it. So I will just show it to you right here. I think this is a recolor as well. Because I'm trying to remember the color. Was it yellow maybe? Maybe. For a like a graphic novel art style here. Comic book art style on this one. For the, is this the Daytona or the Superbird? It is the Superbird. And yeah. Nice casting, nice model. I'm not gonna, well, here, I'll have to make some room for it. You can't really see it, but anyway, it's nice. These kind of, the art cars are cool because you can try and figure out the art style. I was wondering if it was a red edition. It is not, as far as I can tell, but I guess we have been more surprised at other times. So that one goes in there. You can't see it right now. We've got a couple other art cars that we can get to. We'll do that in a second, but let's see. Should we stay in Great Britain? Why not, right? Why don't we get with the Drift Enders recolor? Drift Ender is just hitting. Someone mentioned it's more like, I mentioned the Defender 110. It's more like the Defender 90. I probably agree. Well, I probably agree with that. It's probably true based on the silhouette. Here is the recolor of this very, very unique Drift Defender. Love the casting. Love the styling. Love that Hot Wheels has been playing with a lot of these kind of like unique styles. And so this is the recolor of that one. And it's so funny when you're looking at it right now, I can't remember what the actual color is. I have it in the collection and I can't even remember. But still, looks cool. Very European in its styling and the color combinations. And if there is a Drift Defender out there, I think that's pretty sweet. All right. We'll stay in Europe couple more times and then we'll move to how about to the United States. You want a supercar? This is an old classic coming back. It's kind of cool to see these models that we haven't seen in the Mainline for a while, and I don't think we have seen the Aventador J in the Mainline for a while. I could be wrong, but maybe I don't know. Doesn't seem like we have, so we're getting this maroon version. Don't know if it's a recolor, don't know if it's first edition. Maybe it is. Not first edition, but first color of the year. Look to see if there was a red edition marking here anywhere. There is not. So that one I assume is just going to be in the Mainline. We'll put that one down here. So you're getting the Lamborghini Aventador as well. I think we have, well, we still can be kind of Europe, but I want to show that in a second. So why don't we, oh no, one other one. one other one. One of the more interesting casting, Brian Zhao's VW T3 Custom. And they, Brian talked about as he developed that, if you remember, when it was kind of in a brown and a gold color from last year, that the whole design team was super stoked that Volkswagen was willing to let Brian go crazy on a VW, on a T3, and he turned it into a racing van. Here is the stylings for 2025, and I love it. I liked the deco last year. I love the deco this year. I like the color combinations, the blue with the tan. I just think it's super unique. Love the wheels on it. Love the front detailing that they've done here on the windshield, on the headlights. This is such a cool casting, and it's even better when it's really stylized, and this one is. Leeway did a fantastic job with this one. And one of this round of sneaks, this is one of my big highlights. I just think that thing is so cool. All right, we could do JDM. We'll go with the American cars here for a second. So why don't we go Ford first, and let's do a Mustang. This casting has, I think well, I'm trying to think when we've last seen it, but this is super cool, super clean. This is the Mustang Custom 2018 Ford Mustang GT. It's the one that has the adjustable front bumper or front splitter, and love this color, love the white rims. This is a super, right? Maybe 5 or 6 years ago, if I remember correctly. Nice looking, and this one looks great with the white rims, blue trim, blue body, white trim, Michelin deco, Ford Performance. Love this one. I just think it's nice and clean. Anytime these castings get really clean decos, I'm all for it. If I can, there we go. Put it where it needs to be. We'll move it down there. And the other one is not, it's an American car, but it's also a fantasy American car, but it's made by Chevrolet. Does that make sense? Fantasy car by Chevrolet, and it's also a treasure hunt. And I can't remember the last time we've seen this casting, maybe in some sort of special release. But welcome back to the basic range Chevrolator. I don't know if you're a newer collector, you may not know about this special. It was, I'm guessing, about 15 years ago. Hot Wheels, and I can't remember for what, it might have been an anniversary for Hot Wheels, I can't remember, but they reached out to many car makers. And I remember Honda, oh my gosh, I think Nissan and a few others responded. I know Ford did. And it was basically asking the designers that work for these car companies to design a fantasy casting. And I remember the Honda I really liked because when you looked at it from the top, it looked like the Honda logo. But this is the one that the Chevrolet design team came up with. And the Chevrolator, which is this kind of roadster, just, I mean, really, really cool. Kind of hot rod vibe, roadster vibe. The way the wheels sit, I just think it's super cool. And this one comes back to the Mainline, and you, if you can't see, I'm sure it's pretty obvious that there is a treasure hunt marker on this one, and I think that looks fabulous. Now, I don't collect the regular treasure hunts too often, and this is not a casting I collect, but just in general, very happy to see it. All right, couple others. Let's see. Let's move to. Well, let's go back to Japan. If you remember in the last sneak peek video from Leeway, I showed this car, the 240Z, and it's got the cherry blossom deco on it. This seems to be very much a sequel to the 510 wagon and the 510 coupe that Leeway did for a couple of 5-packs, if I remember correctly. One might have been a mystery car. The other one was a 5-pack, I think. But it just seems like, if you remember those, they had the cherry blossom design on it, which is beautiful. This is an art car, and it looks great. We already showed this one, so I have, as you can probably guess, I have the recolor for this one. So why don't I put this right, well, I'll put it down below here, and just take a look at the car, blue body, pink lipped rims, and you'll probably get a sense of what the recolor is. And if you guessed totally reversed, you are correct. How cool is that? In a beautiful pink with that kind of blue then being switched to the rims. This one gets colored windows to match the rims. It gets a beautiful pink. Kind of also matches the blossoms, right? On the cherry blossoms. It's really pretty. Pink flowers on, I'm trying to see if it's the same deco. Might be, actually. Well, there's some color changes, but Really, really nice deco. I absolutely love this. You know, it's great as a model. Both of them are great on their own. They're even better together, you know, as a set. And I think that is a fabulous duo. Okay. Here's a cool model that seems to be a bit of a sequel. And from last year. So in 2024, the Mazda 787B got a tribute deco to the Le Mans winner, right? And also got it was also done as a super treasure hunt. Did that win Best Super of the Year? It might have. I'm trying to remember if it did or not. It's funny how quickly we forget. 787B returns to the basic range, and it looks good in kind of a racing sequel again. Tribute. I don't know what this racing, I don't know what the name of this racing deco is, but when you see the 787B, you see like the track version in black, like the test version. You see obviously the Le Mans winner in green and orange, and then you see this racing version in white with blue trim, and you are getting that same tribute deco with this version of the 787B. So it's nice to see, as opposed to like kind of fantasy decos, it's nice to see at least tribute decos on this model. So this is a nice follow-up to the Super Treasure Hunt last year. I think that is really well done. Finally, maybe I'll tease something for you, but if you remember in the last sneak peeks, I think we're the first to show the upcoming McLaren Speedtail Super Treasure Hunt. Is that the first McLaren Super Treasure Hunt? If you remember, if I can refresh your memory, there it is in a beautiful burnt orange. Love this because it's a signature color for McLaren. And in Spectra Flame, it looks so good. The real riders are really well done here because you get what looks like the turbofan on the front, you know, at least the look of it, and then the 10 spokes on the back. I really like this casting and thrilled to see it as a Super Treasure Hunt this year. And I always wondered what the regular was going to look like. Now I wonder no more. So it's not orange. I thought it'd be orange, but it's actually this kind of red color. And first I thought, well, maybe this is a recolor of whatever will be the regular version of the Super Treasure Hunt, but I think this is the regular version. So when you're looking into whatever case this is going to be in, and you're looking at the nose of these cars trying to figure out which one is the Super Treasure Hunt, I think it's gonna be pretty obvious what's staring back at you. Right? Unless if you're opening it from the bottom, which some people do now. Well, it might be a little harder, but I think you'll be able to figure it out. Not that you're not going to pull it out, right? You're not going to just look at it and go, oh, I don't think that's the Super, I'll just walk away. No, you're going to pull it out and check. What am I doing here? All right. There you go. That's our next round of sneaks. I've got some more coming up. I actually have them in hand, but there's so many. We're doing Leeway sneaks, and then we're going to do Andres sneaks. He's another graphic designer. I'll give you a little tease. We were able to show this clean colored supercar super treasure hunt, and I think because Andres already showed it on his Instagram. I'll give you a little tease of a tease because we're going to be doing the sneak peeks. So here's a little tease in the next sneak peeks. We're getting another clean colored supercar super treasure hunt later in the year, and that is the Bugatti EB110. That will be part of the next round of sneaks, but you got to look at that. That's a pretty cool combination. Got some good supers coming up, right? All right, guys, that is coming up in a little bit. I'll work on that video. In the meantime, you guys tell me what you're most excited about here. You got a red edition, you got a super treasure hunt, you've got a regular treasure hunt, some recolors. I think that's a nice group of models coming from Leeway. Way more to come. You guys tell me. Oh, and yes, more super treasure hunts. Thanks, everybody. Bye.